What up, y'all? It's your boy Shiesty L, aka the General, aka Kenshiro, aka Mr. Rapper on Google. You are now tuned in to Shiestyology 101, Third Society. Keep it locked. Ha! Yo, what up, y'all, man? Welcome to Shiestyology 101. Shiestyology 101 is basically going to be like a segment where I break down some of my favorite 16, my personal 16s that I wrote. You know, the first episode, the homie Sir selected I Am Somebody, which is a track I haven't even released yet, but it will be out July 4th, along with my album will be dropping July 4th. Shiestyology 3, the epilogue. The track is called I Am Somebody. It's a real powerful track. I'm gonna break down the first verse on there, and hopefully y'all fucks with it, you know what I mean? Marcus Garvey start a line when I recite my mind. Human rights salute, 4 knuckles to the sky. Fuck comply, Trayvon mother still cries. You made your history, once a change was applied. Marcus Garvey start a line when I recite my mind. That line I was referencing or talking about Marcus Garvey, who was a Jamaican politician, entrepreneur, and he had these ships called the Black Star Line that was used for trading goods and supposedly to take African Americans back to Africa. That's what he wanted the ships to do. Ended up not really happening, but the ships were to rival the White Star Line ships, and those were ships used by the Caucasian people to move their goods to trade back and forth between, you know, continents and stuff like that. So that line, I'm basically just saying that I'm trading my thoughts with you, or I'm bringing my goods that I know to you, and I'm presenting it to you. Human rights salute, 4 knuckles to the sky. That was a reference to the 1968 Olympics, where, I don't know if you've seen a picture of Tommy Smith and John Carlos. You see them, probably see them like this, where they was getting their gold medals, and it was, they was just showing that, you know what I'm saying, that during the national anthem that, you know, not black power. A lot of people took it as them saying black power, but they really meant was human rights. Like, they wanted humans in general to have rights, just like, you know, back then they had the Jim Crow laws and slavery and all that type of stuff. It was a terrible time, you know what I mean? So they were just basically trying to make a statement, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of just word playing with them and giving them a shout out in a way. Fuck comply, Trayvon mother still cries. Fuck comply, that's pretty much simple. Talking about the Trayvon Martin incident that happened out in Florida. I was just basically saying, like, why should we comply with the way they feel, or they're not giving us justice for that young man that was killed? You know what I mean? His mother's still feeling that pain to this day. When you see her, she's doing interviews, she's still crying. So, like, why should we stop driving for justice, or not trying to get justice for the young man that was innocently killed, when his mother still feels the pain? Like, that pain is never going to go away. That's what I was basically talking about. That line, you made your history, once a change was applied. That's the 4th line. I was talking to the Caucasian racist people that don't want to, you know, accept their past, or some people, you know, or white people sometimes they be like, man, why can't I say that? Or how come blacks get away with this, and how come they get away with that? And I'm basically saying, like, yo, y'all made your history, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't our fault, you know what I mean? Like, once you put the chains and made us slaves, you made your history. You knew, your ancestors knew what they were doing, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's just about accepting about what you did and moving on at the same time, not dwelling in the past, but moving on at the same time. So that's basically what that line meant. They can't hang me, but I still can feel the shade. They hate what I am, but sorry, I was American made. You made a fortune off the slaves, so crime pays. Parenthood on every corner to help abortion lays. They can't hang me, but I still can feel the shade. That was a reference to, like, sometimes you got these racist people who they can't hang us, so they trap us in other ways. You know what I mean? Like, they do the prison system, do our projects, our neighborhoods, the way we live, the way we eat. You know what I mean? So it's like they can't hang you, but they can throw shade. Like, when you say someone's throwing shade on you, or they throwing hate, that's just word playing off the tree. You know, they hung the slaves from the tree, shade, but it's just word playing with the new slings. They hate what I am, but sorry, I was American made. saying like, basically I'm saying, sorry man, yeah, you made us this way, in a way. Like I don't want nobody to feel like I'm putting all the blame on the past, but I'm basically saying like a lot of the bad habits that a lot of not just African Americans but people are from the past, from slavery, we still feel the effects of it to this day. You know what I mean? Sometimes the reason why we can't get together because some people are still slaves in their mind. You made a fortune off the slaves, so crime pays. That line right there is a real strong line, I felt, out of the whole verse, that it was basically referencing the past again. Like we helped build this country, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about my African American ancestors, and we haven't been fully paid for some of the stuff we did. Like the first open heart surgery was done by a black man. Supposedly the original light bulb was made by a black man, and he wasn't able to afford to patent it. Stuff like that, just basically referencing that. Like, you know, Caucasians stole a lot of that stuff from them, and they weren't able to get paid from it. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of African Americans need more credit than what they get. Parenthood on every corner to help abortion lays. It's a little, I'm probably a little exaggerating when I'm saying on every corner there's a parenthood. It's not necessarily every corner, but there's a lot more parenthoods in the ghetto compared to when you go to, like, you know, richer areas than them. So I was just basically saying, like, you know what I mean? It feels like sometimes we are forced to have abortions. You know what I mean? Like they keep us from populating and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's a touchy line, but that's basically what I was referencing there. Like, Revolution, Huey Newton. When I'm shooting, I close my eyes, I can still see the LA looting. More drugs, less school, the ghost to keep us stupid. Another murder gets swept, then they blame the music. Revolution, Huey Newton. When I'm shooting. And Huey Newton was one of the original co-founders of the Black Panthers, and basically I was just referencing, like, you know what I mean, like if I'm going to shoot or if I feel like I gotta fight, you know what I mean, I'm gonna fight for a cause. Black Panthers were for empowerment of black people. So I close my eyes, I can still see the LA looting. I close my eyes, that's self-explanatory. You know, if you're familiar with the LA riots, the LA looting, when they were stealing because of Rodney King, when he got beat and the cops almost pretty much got off, or almost got off scot-free. You know what I mean? They had riots in LA, and I'm just referencing that time and moment when black people were actually uproared and went crazy because something didn't go right. More drugs, less school, the ghost to keep us stupid. Self-explanatory, man. It felt like we can't afford to go to college. So what happens? Drop out and sell drugs, and crack and all that was forced into our neighborhoods in the 80s, and we still scratching and surviving to get out of that. You know what I mean? We still fighting to get over that, the atomic bomb of the ghetto. That's what I call crack, man, because we haven't got over that yet. That's one of those things that I think we have to get over more than racism. It was the crack epidemic. But another murder gets swept, then they blame the music. It's basically saying that every time someone get killed or something bad happens in the ghetto, they blame rap music, or they blame our music that we listen to, which is, I feel, is unfair, because there's a lot of positive music out there, but for some reason that light is always shine on the negative. You know what I mean? And it's not always because of the music. You know what I mean? It's a product. We're part of our environment, basically, and things happen, but it ain't because of the music. There's a lot more things that add to that. Planking images of slaves stacked on the ship. Race had nothing to do with Adam shooting up them kids. No one cares until it happens right where you spit. We all lost somebody, let's start to live. Planking images of slaves stacked on the ship. This one was kind of getting on black folks, man, with y'all stupid ass trends, man. That planking shit was corny as fuck. That's basically what I'm saying in that line. Like, if you do your history, you would see that that's how they had the slaves stacked on the ship when there was no more room for the slaves. You can just Google that, man. Google's a powerful tool. You don't have to use it for just other nonsense. You can use it to gain some knowledge. If you look it up or Google it, man, they had the slaves stacked up upon each other to the point where they were throwing up on each other and they died. It was dead slaves on top of other slaves. So that's basically what I was saying on that. Race had nothing to do with Adam shooting up them kids. Basically, I was saying there was I was defending Caucasian, European, and white people, just saying, like, all the time, you know, you watch the news, people say, oh yeah, the white man did that, you know what I'm saying? Only white people do shit like that. And I was just saying, that ain't the point. The point was that kids were being murdered, you know what I mean? Hey, who cares what color his race was? Who cares what he, you know what I mean, what color of his skin was? He killed kids. At the end of the day, it was some kids that were innocently killed for no reason, and that I don't understand what race had to do with that. You know what I mean? It's about the kids, and sometimes we miss the point. Even the media does that a lot. They miss the point. It ain't about who did it or what color they were. It's someone was killed or someone was hurt for no reason. No one cares until it happens right where you spit. We all lost somebody. Let's start to live. Is that no matter your color, your race, gay, straight, old, young, we are all somebody. We are all people, man. We all want each other to do better. We all should want each other to do better, man. We should all want each other to grow, no matter what type of, how much money you got, whether you're poor or you're rich, man. That don't make nothing. We all bleed the same way. If I cut you and you're rich, you're gonna bleed just like a poor person, you know what I mean? So that's basically what I'm saying, that, man. We are all somebody. Let's start to live, man. Let's start living like we are people, man. Let's start living together as one and start caring about each other more. Marcus Garvey, start line when I recite my mind. Human rights salute, 4 knuckles to the sky. Fuck comply, Trayvon, mother still cries. You made your history, once the change was applied. They can't hang me, but I still can feel the shade. They hate what I am, but sorry, I was American made. You made a fortune off the slaves, so crime pays. Parenthood on every corner, help abortion lays. Revolution, Huey Newton, when I'm shooting. I close my eyes, I can still see the LA looting. More drugs, less school, the goals to keep us stupid. Another murder gets swept, then they blame the music. Planking images, a slave stacked on the ship. Race had nothing to do with Adam shooting up them kids. No one cares until it happens right where you spit. We all lost somebody, let's start to live. So that's my 16-bar breakdown of I Am Somebody, off Shiestyology 3 epilogue. Hope y'all enjoy that. Shiestyology 101. Make sure y'all check me out, man. I'm on YouTube, iTunes, Twitter, at Shiesty L. Shout out to the homie Serge back there smiling. He's white, we get along. We out here. Shiesty. It's 3 a.m. and my head hurts. Did a condom break? I'm so fucked. Can't find my shoes. Am I high or what? This shit sucks. But I worry tomorrow. 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 I drop my sorrow. I worry tomorrow. I worry tomorrow. I worry tomorrow. You can ask my bitch, she'll tell you that I'm a little bit psycho.